Friend, today we have to discuss the liquid as a insulator. What is the properties of the liquid as a insulator, and what are the types of insulators. Then we have to discuss related to the conduction and breakdown in liquid dielectrics. Then we have to discuss the liquid as an insulator. The liquid has various falling properties are very important. The first one is the liquid has high dielectric strength as well as impulse strength and volume resistivity. The liquid has a low dielectric dissipation factor. The third property is low or high dielectric constant depending on the application where we have to use the liquid in the applications. Then fourth one is the high specific heat and thermal conductivity. Then excellent chemical stability and gas absorbing properties, low viscosity, low density, low volatility, low solvent power and high flash point. Then good air quenching property, it will be very important that so the see for example, as a oil circuit breaker we have to use oil as a quenching media. So property of the oil will be a good air quenching property. Then the liquid will be the flammable and non toxic. These are the different properties will be very important when liquid we have to use as a insulator. Then we have to classify the liquid dielectrics in 5 to 6 categories. First one is the transformer oil, synthetic hydrocarbons, chlorinated hydrocarbons, silicon oils, ester, and some latest development we have to discuss in that point. The first we have to detail discuss about the transformer oil. Transformer oil is the most common used as a liquid dielectric in power apparatus. It is an almost colorless liquid consisting of a mixture of hydrocarbons which includes the paraffin, isoparaffin, naphthalenes and aromatic compounds. And when in service, liquid in a transformer is subjected to prolonged heat at high temperature of about 95 degrees Celsius. Oil is used in the transformer, it goes a gradually aging process with time. The oil becomes darker due to the formation of acid, resin or sludge in the liquid. Some of the acids are corrosive to the solid insulating material and metallic parts in the transformer, and decomposites of the sludge on the transformer core, on the coil and inside the oil ducts reduces the circulation of oil, and thus it increases the heat in the transformer. Transformer oil is act as a cooling purpose in the transformer as well as for the insulating media we have to use in the transformer. Second one is the synthetic hydrocarbons. Among synthetic liquid dielectric, polyolefins are the dielectric of choice for the application in power cables. 55% of synthetic hydrocarbon produces worldwide today are polyolefins, and the most commonly used olefins are polybutylene and alkyl aromatic hydrocarbons. These are the generally used synthetic hydrocarbons in the various applications. Third one is the chlorinated hydrocarbon. Two aromatic hydrocarbon, that is benzene and diphenyl, are chlorinated to produce the chlorinated aromatic compound called as ascaryls and simply polychlorinated biphenyl. They possesses the high fire point and excellent electrical property, so it will be used in the various applications. Next one is the silicon oil. Silicon oil represents an alternative to PCB, that is polychlorinated biphenyl, but they are expensive and even at a temperature of 150 degrees Celsius they exhibits the high long term thermal stability. Silicon oil resistance to the most chemical and oxidation resistance even at higher temperature. They can be used at higher temperature than mineral oils. Silicon oils are acceptable substitute for PCB in the transformer despite their slightly inferior non-inflammable properties. So we have to use as a used in the transformer also. Next one is the ester. The natural ester such as castor oil has been used as a capacitor impregnated for many years, but currently two types of synthetic esters are being used, that is organic ester and phosphate esters are used. Organic ester have high boiling point in relation to the viscosity, therefore they have high fire point. They have good viscosity temperature relationship and they are extensively used in the capacitor. One is the phosphate ester have high boiling point and low flammability, and therefore they are used in the transformer and that are to be installed in the hazardous area. Then we have to discuss related to the latest technology. Some new oils have been introduced in the recent year and they will be used in the various applications. They have high temperature hydrocarbon oil, tetrachloroethanyl, then perfluoropolyester. These are the different oils, latest oil we have to use in the various applications. Then high temperature hydrocarbon oils have good electrical insulating as well as heat transfer properties. They are chemically similar to the regular mineral transformer oil, but possesses the high boiling point and high fire point. Tetrachloroethanyl is a non-flammable insulating fluid and used in the mixture with the mineral oil. It have very low viscosity, therefore give excellent heat transfer property. Then we have to discuss related to the characteristic of liquid dielectric. The liquid dielectric properties are classified in three types, that is electrical properties, heat transfer characteristic and chemical stability. First we have to discuss the electrical properties. The electrical properties that are essential in determining the dielectric performance of a liquid dielectrics are its first one is the capacitance per unit volume or its relative permittivity. Second one is the resistivity. Then third one is the loss tangent or its power factor, which is an indication of the power loss under AC voltage application, and its ability to withstand the high dielectric stress. The permittivity of the most petroleum oils vary from 2 to 2.6, while those of silicon oils 2 to 73. In case of a non-polar liquid, the permittivity is depend of the frequency, but in case of polar liquid such as water, it changes with the frequency. For example, the permittivity of water is 78 at 50 hertz and reduces to about 5 at 1 megahertz. Then we have to discuss related to the resistivity of the insulating liquid used for high voltage application should be more than 10 raised to 16 ohm meter. And next one is the power factor of liquid dielectric under AC voltage will determine its performance under load condition. Power factor is a measure of the power loss and is an important parameter in cable and capacitor system. In the case of a transformer, the dielectric loss in the oil is negligible when compared to the copper and iron losses. Pure and dry transformer oil will have low power factor varying between 10 raised to minus 4 at 20 degrees Celsius and 10 raised to minus 3 at 90 degrees Celsius at a temperature of 50 hertz. Then we have to discuss related to the dielectric strength of the insulating oil. The dielectric strength, it depends upon the atomic and molecular properties of the liquid itself. Under the practical condition, the dielectric strength depends on the material of the electrode, temperature, type of the applied voltage, gas content in the liquid, etc., which changes the dielectric strength by changing the molecular properties of the liquid. Next one is the heat transfer characteristic. In the equipments filled with the liquid dielectric, heat is transferred mainly by the convection. Under natural atmospheric cooling convention is given by the convention. It is indicated by N, and N will be given by the F into bracket of K raised to 3 A C divided by V raised to N, where K is the thermal conductivity, A is the coefficient of expansion, C is the specific heat per unit volume, V is the kinematic viscosity, and N is 0.25. We have to taken as a constant. The main factor that controls the heat transfer are the thermal conductivity, that is K, and viscosity V. Already we have to discuss in the formula what is the K and what is the V. The next one is the chemical stability. In surveys, insulating liquid are subjected to the thermal and electrical stress in the presence of material like as O2, water, fibers, and decomposition products of solid insulation. These either singly or in combination causes degradation of the liquid, with the result that soluble solid and gaseous products are found, which can be results in corrosion and impregnated of heat transfer, deterioration of electrical properties, increased dielectric losses, discharges, and earthing. We have to discuss related to the liquid and pure liquid and commercial liquid. The pure liquid are those which are chemically pure and do not contain any other impurities, even in trace of 1 in 10 raised to 9, and structurally simple. Example of such simple pure liquid are N-hexane, N-naphthalene, and other paraffin hydrocarbons. By using simple and pure liquid, it is easier to separate out the various factors that influences the conduction and breakdown in them. In other hand, the commercial liquid which are not chemically pure normally consist of mixtures of complex organic molecules which cannot be easily specified or reproduced in a series of experiments. Then we have to discuss related to the purification. The main impurities in the liquid dielectrics are the dust, moisture, dissolved gases, ionic impurities. The various methods are employed for purifications are filtration, centrifuging, degassing, distillation, and chemical treatment. Dust particle when present becomes charged. It reduces the breakdown strength of the liquid dielectric, but we can remove the dust particle by careful filtration. The liquid will normally contains the moisture, dissolved gases in small quantities. The gases like as oxygen, carbon dioxide significantly affects the breakdown strength of the liquid. Hence, it is necessary to control the amount of gas present in the liquid, and this is done by the distillation and degassing in order to reduce or in order to remove the gases present in the liquid. The ionic impurities in the liquid, like as water vapors, which easily deassociates, leads to very high conductivity and heating of the liquid depending on the applied electric field. The water present in the liquid is removed using drying agent or by the vacuum drying. Sometimes liquid are shaken with the concentrated sulfuric acid to remove the wax and reduce residues, and wash with the caustic soda and distilled water. These are the different methods that water maybe the impurities present in the pure liquid, we can remove the particles or impurities present in the liquid. We have to discuss related to the breakdown test. Breakdown tests are normally conducted using the test cell for testing pure liquid. The test cell used are small, so that less quantity of liquid is used during testing, and the test cell are usually an integral part of the purification system. The electrodes used for the breakdown voltage measurement are usually spare of 0.5 to 1 centimeter diameter with the gap spacing of about 100 to 200 nanometer. The gap is accurately controlled by using micrometer. Sometimes parallel plane uniform field electrode systems are also used. Electrode separation is very critical in measurement with the liquid, and also the electrode surface will be smooth, and the presence of the oxide films have marked influences on the breakdown strength. The test voltage required for this test is usually low, of the order of 50 to 100 kV because of small electrode spacing. The breakdown strength and the DC conductivity obtained in the pure liquid are very high, of the order of 1 MVA per centimeter and 10 raised to minus 18 to 10 raised to minus 20 mho per centimeter respectively, and the conductivity being measured at electric field of order of 1 kV per centimeter. By using the breakdown test, we have to measure the various parameters already we have to discuss, that is conductivity as breakdown strength of the liquid. Thank you friend. These are the liquid as a insulator point we have to discuss, as well as different types of liquid insulators and what is the properties of the liquid insulations we have to discuss. Thank you.